Greetings, listeners. Your host for the night, Zach here, introducing you to The Call of Cthulhu podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. News! While the latest large-scale theater production in our town has concluded, we have taken on another big project that'll tie up a lot of our time for the next few months. Transparently, The Call will have no change. You'll see episodes without a break at this point. Spacers, however, is going to stay on break until we can get together to actually play. We are looking at a long-term solution that will be less obtrusive to getting things out to you guys, but for now, we have The Call, and we'll keep you guys posted moving forward. As always, we'd like to thank our donators over on Ko-fi for sticking with us during the break and beyond, such as Alec, KJ, Noops, D-Devil1193, TJ, and Taylor. If you want to help support the show, offer up sanity to investigators, etc., please check out our Ko-fi page for more. Currently, the community is working to help us get some parts that we need to start adding videos to our podcast. We thank you all for your support so far. Otherwise, please take a look at our merch shop over on twistedgearsstudios.com. But for now...
Last we left our investigators, Marion and Agatha had begun heading to the store where the robes and masks for the event at the Silver Twilight Lodge were likely to have come from, as Amos now has his turn to be interviewed by Officer Vincent Caputo. However, back on the mansion on the hill, the stage crew continue their preparations.
Just to take a little break from the interrogation stuff.
Of course.
Again, I'm going to move over to Althea and her adventures in the Forgotten Theater.
That's what we're going to call it. All right.
Theater of the Lost, the Yellow Theater, multiple different names. They're all different names in my notes. Althea.
Yes. Wow.
You're in the dark.
Usually, yeah. Okay.
What would you like to do?
Okay. First, I'm going to take a deep breath. And...
You feel Skeet's hand on your shoulder.
Okay.
You're assuming it's Skeet's hand because he says, "It's me, miss."
Jeez. That's fine. Okay.
The lantern went out.
Okay. Yes, it did. Okay.
Maybe we...
Is there still a wall around us?
Yeah, it's...
Okay. I didn't notice anything on the walls before the lantern went out. Again, like downstairs with like levers or other things to turn lights on.
No. You can't actually recall there being light fixtures here.
In the stairs. Okay.
In the stairs right here. Right here.
Can I... Oh, God.
But Skeet does say something. Mm-hmm. He says, "Well, ma'am, maybe the lantern just ran out of oil or something. We should probably go back down and see if we can find maybe a flashlight or something down there instead, you know?"
But
we couldn't be up here in the dark. Simon just disappeared like some kind of wizard.
That's what I mean. I mean, should we...
Can't trust wizards.
We can't... I'm inclined to agree. But we can't just leave him here. We don't even know where he went.
It's Simon, miss. I'm sure he's fine. We just gotta go. We can go get some more light if you want. Otherwise, we're just in the dark. I don't like the dark.
Okay. All right. Let's as quick as we can go and see if we can get some other kind of light and then get back up here because we have to find out what happened to him.
Okay, miss. And you feel him take your hand, and he's holding your hand, and he starts walking down the stairs the way you came.
Okay.
And you go with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get back down to the bottom of the stairs. Actually, as you get down to that next landing and turn, there's like dim light. And as you turn to that final staircase down, it's lit up down there.
So the lantern didn't come back on at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Looking around for light sources.
Yeah. As he sort of is looking at the lantern, chemistry or natural world again?
Natural world? No, 55 out of 26.
I'm not even going to attempt to roll for Skeet because he wouldn't think of it.
Okay. Yeah, just looking around for other light sources besides the lantern.
Okay, where would you like to look? There's the stage. Would you like to go up on the stage?
Not if I don't have to.
So the auditorium.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so you go out to the auditorium and you start looking around.
Yes.
Roll me a spot hidden roll.
Okay. That's 40%.
What's your spot hidden?
68.
Put a tick in spot hidden if you don't already have one. You don't really see a flashlight or anything in the seats, but you do notice something you haven't seen before. You see what appears to be a coat on one of the seats, around 4 rows up, but there seems to be a coat or a piece of clothing there.
Okay.
Seems to be dark.
Sometimes I know I've said multiple times that Althea is innately curious about everything. Mm-hmm. Which, I created her, so I shouldn't regret that. She could take a glance. Is Skeet still within
you're both in the auditorium.
Okay.
And you're going to start heading toward where the coat is?
Yeah.
And he's like, Miss, well, you're down here looking at all this stuff. I'm just going to go up there in the theater there and see if there's anything up there for a light source. I don't think there'd be anything down here. But there might be some up there, so I can just go run up there and take a quick look.
Just be very careful, and I don't want you out of sight for very...
Okay. And he starts jogging toward the left door from your perspective.
Just
Stage right.
just be careful.
As he goes out of earshot.
Oh, God. All right.
And now they have all effectively been split?
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
Shaking their head like you idiots.
So you go over to the piece of clothing.
Accurate.
Yes.
Okay.
Does it look like a woman's jacket, men's jacket? Like, what does it look like?
It looks like a jacket, a long coat. It's not really, it's not a leather trench coat or something like that. It's more of a fancy...
Like wool dress coat?
Yeah, like a dress coat, but it's long with buttons on the front.
Okay.
And it's black. It's seems to be just haphazardly on the seat.
Well, it's just a coat, Althea. It's just a coat.
Is it?
In an empty theater that is underground of your house.
And possibly cursed.
It's fine.
I mean, it's just a coat. And I'm going to be saying this to myself as I'm reaching out to kind of gingerly look at it.
It explodes in nothing because I'm lying. So you reach forward and you grab the coat.
Yeah.
And you lift it up, I'm assuming?
Sure, yeah.
You lift it up and it's a coat. Looks like to be... I guess you're not really a tailor, but I mean... roll me a credit rating roll.
Okay. 61 out of 58. So.
Oh, that would have been a good one. Okay, so it's a coat.
Okay.
Seems to be a coat. Yeah.
All right, I'll just what do I? Does it at least look like a men's coat or a?
You would guess that it would be a men's coat, just from the shoulders.
Does it have any sort of?
It's more actually. It's hard to tell because it's like a slim coat. Like it's not for a large person, but it's still got the men's cut to it.
I shall call it Cody McCoatface.
Cody McCoatface.
Does it have any kind of identifying features, or is it just?
Well, you're just holding onto it, looking at it.
Yeah, okay. I'll look
it
at,
has
the labels and stuff.
But so you start looking at labels. You notice that there's a label on the
Back of the neck.
Inside
the
the
back
collar.
of the neck on the inside of the collar of Chafe and Sons.
Okay. All right.
In one way, that's promising. In another way, fuck.
Okay, so I know it's a well-made coat then. Expensive.
Yeah, it's a well-made, expensive coat.
Pockets?
You start checking the pockets.
Yeah, like who does this belong to?
Okay.
That whole "this is my house" thing. Like, why are you doing in my house? I might be close to a mental break. All right, continue. What's in the pockets?
Okay. You reach into the pocket and you feel what appears to be maybe a cigarette case on the inside pocket.
Okay.
And did you want to take it out?
Sure. Yeah.
So you take it out and it looks very familiar. Mm-hmm. It looks almost exactly like the gold cigarette case that Amos had found in Aloysius's trench coat.
Did I know?
But it's almost the exact same cigarette case.
Did I know that jacket that he's wearing belonged to my grandfather?
Yeah,
because I know the label on it was. Okay.
No, you did know.
Okay.
And
yeah.
because you decided it took you a little bit.
It was okay.
A couple of minutes during the episode to be like, this is okay.
All right.
Yeah, it wasn't hidden from you because Amos wouldn't have did that.
All right. Okay.
But it seems as you're holding it, there's something rattling inside of it. So it sounds glass. The sound of like glass hitting glass.
I mean, he knows that I'm gonna open it and look.
Yeah. Get it over with.
Yeah.
God,
I'm gonna open it.
So you open it up, and there is 4 glass vials in it. Very similar to the glass vial that was found that Amos had found in your grandfather's trench coat with the black liquid.
That was in the drawer in the laboratory.
Except these 4 vials have a clear liquid in them. I need you to roll me an idea roll. Because I can't think of anything else that it would be. And it's going to be followed up by another roll.
You don't have an idea what else it could be?
60 out of 70.
Okay, it seems to be that goo from the catacombs.
Ugh.
That there's liquid in it, right? Now I need you to roll me a natural world or a biology.
I'll roll a biology. No, 76 out of 54.
Okay. It seems that one of the vials has what appears to be something in it, like a flex. Like you can't really pick out what it is, but there's something resting in it. Now, I'm not trying to say it's like something super noticeable, but it's like there's discoloration in different areas in one of the vials.
Okay.
You do not have chemistry, correct?
No, I have biology, pharmacy, forensics, natural world, barely. Medicine. Like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I kind of feel compelled to keep the coat. And definitely keep this cigarette case with these little things in it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'll put the cigarette case back in the inside pocket. And I don't really want to carry the coat. And it is cold down here, so I'm just going to put it on.
Fair enough. So you just slip on the coat. You do... It does fit you. Because it's more for a slighter build, but it's still cut. Like, it's not a women's coat, but it is a slight build. So it does fit you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, as you slot it on.
Okay.
And at this point, as you're putting on the coat, you hear a weird clicking sound. And as you turn and you look at the door on the right, so stage left.
Correct.
Which is where Skeet went.
No, that's where you came from.
That's where
Right,
Simon.
okay, yeah.
Simon, right?
Yeah.
You see that the door is closed, and Simon has his lockpicks out, and he seems to be relocking the door from this side.
Simon?
And he sort of looks up. Oh, I didn't yet. And as Simon looks at you, he needs to roll a check.
He's not locking the door, he's unlocking it. It's my theory anyway. Keep going, sorry.
No, he just looks at you and he's looking at you with the coat on.
Yeah.
And he's like,
What happened to you? Where did you go? What?
Oh, I'm just we don't need to check on this side. We'll just go up to the theater.
Where did you go?
I was just upstairs checking some stuff out. It's not a big deal.
Disappeared into the darkness.
We don't have time for this. Come on.
Simon, this is my house. I got all the time in the world.
Listen, okay? It's a little bit ridiculous. Okay? Just a little bit ridiculous what
Simon,
happened.
we are literally having this argument in a gigantic theater underneath my house.
I don't know what rich people do.
Man's got a point.
I mean, you got a hedge maze nobody talks about. It's massive.
A what?
Yeah, exactly. And you have a theater under your house, which is fine because you're rich. I mean, I'm rich too. You don't see me building theaters under my house. You got a hedge maze, a topiary sculpt of a Packard Twin 6 out on the lawn.
That wasn't my idea.
Whose idea was it?
Cadbury's?
Cadbury. Yeah, Cadbury finds it ridiculous
All
how
right,
often
fine.
you
All
bring
right,
up
fine.
Packard Twin
Okay,
6s.
Okay, fine. We don't have to have this discussion now.
Good,
But
because
when this is done, we will.
Listen, okay.
yeah.
Do you really want to know? Because I got to do some more research, but do you really want to know?
Yes. I always want to know.
Okay. Before I continue, I need you to roll me a sanity check.
Son of a...
Because I don't
Sorry.
do it enough, and
I love
it's
that.
sort of on the line of what once he explains to you what happened.
I was in time and space. That's a 27 out of 66.
Okay. Don't put a tick in sanity.
No, I know.
So what happens is he says, I was going up the stairs, and something happened. And I looked back, and you weren't there with me anymore. Okay? And there was a little bit of light coming from further up. So I went up the stairs a little ways, but everything seemed vague and shadowy, and I really couldn't see like what was going on. And when I turned around the corner, somebody threw a fucking candle at me.
Fuck off! Get the fuck out of here!
So I fucking threw it back, but I couldn't pick out. There was just like shadowy figures on the landing.
Zach is leaving the room.
There was like shadowy figures on the landing, and I
love this shit!
threw the candle back because, I mean, I'm Simon. And, I mean, yeah. And then I just came back down, and, yeah, I'm down here, and, I don't think we should go in here until I do some more research.
Okay, I knew the staircase was the staircase, but that was... Okay, now I'm done. You keep going.
You're right, we don't need to talk about it.
Ever again.
Have you seen Skeet? How long has Skeet been gone now?
5 minutes. Maybe 10.
That's too long. We need to find Skeet.
Well, okay.
He was going this way.
Where's Skeet?
He went this way.
So he went stage right?
Correct!
He went
Correct.
towards the area that is
You can use
not
your finger and
where we
point.
are. Yes, that's what I mean. He went this way. He went this way.
As you.
That stage left.
I don't even care. Don't even care.
He's like, okay, just quickly. Where'd you find the coat?
Here.
Oh,
It was on one of the seats.
so you just put it on?
Well, it's cold and...
It's true, it is cold
Kind
down
of-
here, I guess, but I mean, I can't really tell. It's me.
familiar? Listen, we have to find Skeet. I don't want him gone, split up from us for too long.
Oh, okay.
So pull yourself together and let's go.
I'm fine.
Sure you are. All right, let's
Fucker
go.
threw a candle at me, though.
Just forget about the...
Pretty sure then a glass shattered behind me as I went.
Holy fuck.
So is maybe one of your staff is up there cleaning the stairs or something? Either way, something weird happened. And we're not going at it until we get up a bit further.
Real quick. Did Agatha and I ever mention the specifics of our encounter in the stairwell to Althea?
I'd have to look through my notes, because at the moment it doesn't matter. But after the game, I will, so I don't kill too
I think
much
it
time.
was... I know you guys did like a frantic description. I just don't know if you described what you actually did.
Okay, that's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But right now...
For all you listeners, I still think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fuck.
right now, I'm kind of focused
Yeah.
more on
Oh.
where we are and not wanting to lose Skeet
Yep.
to like...
So Simon is still like continually talking to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to
As-
walk. Follow me, please.
Okay, and you go over to the door that's on your left, which is stage right.
Okay.
And there's the little ramp heading down, and then there's a thing up to the
Okay.
stage. So I'm assuming you.
I'm
go
going to
up.
call out to Skeet first.
Okay. There's a no answer as you're calling out.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn the corner and you look up on the stage, because there's like a ramp, like a slope up to the stage. As you get up so you can see onto the stage, and there's like I said before, there's there's set pieces of like stones and stuff. It looks almost like desert set pieces, and there's different colors of yellow in this backdrop, but it almost seems to go together. Like it almost makes you dizzy to look at it. These different colors and the way they're mixed. Like they're all yellow, but they're also not yellow. It's just a weird way to put it. And you see Skeet. And he's standing. So basically, as you can go onto the stage, to your left is this back set piece, and it's like a curtain back there, and there's a curtain in front as well, but separated. And he seems to, like, there's an opening in the curtain back, the yellow, and he has it slightly open, and he's just standing there, facing away from you, and he's just standing up fully straight. He's not slouched at all, but he's slightly shaky, and he's got, you notice his hands gripped like into fists against his side, and he's just sort of slightly just shaking.
Okay, I'm going to run over to him, even though this takes me onto the stage, which I don't like, but I'm going to run over to him and just like, Skeet, are you all right? And like reach out and like grab his arm and stuff to break him out of it.
Yeah.
Or try to.
Okay. And as Skeet turns and looks at you,
he punches me in the face. God.
I need to make a roll first.
Oh God.
He looks at the coat you're wearing, and then he tries to punch you in the face.
Shit.
His eyes look a bit vacant as he's doing it, like he's not himself. And he swings a meaty fist.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you want to try to dodge?
Oh my
I should have
God,
asked
yes.
that first, because we usually don't do combat too often.
Yes.
So, make a dodge roll.
36 out of 40?
Nice.
Okay, so give me 1 second.
Yep.
I need to... On a draw, the defender wins when it comes to that. So he swings a fist, and it would have connected with you, but you sort of just jump back a step and swing your... Like, you know what I mean? Just out of reach, and the fist swings by. You feel that medicine check? What kind of medical skills do you have? Biology?
I have biology, medicine, first aid, and forensics.
Biology.
Okay.
This would definitely be a biology roll.
Okay. Oh, no.
91.
91 out of 54.
Okay.
Okay.
He swings, and then he sort of snaps out of it after he swings. He's like, "Huh? What's going on? Where am I?"
Skeet, are you all
He
right?
immediately slouches. Number one. As he snaps out of it, because he was standing up, perfect posture, he immediately... Not that he's always slouching or that he has scoliosis or something. It's just... He immediately slouches slightly, and he's like, seems freaked out. Where am I? What's going on?
Skeet?
Oh my God!
Skeet, you're fine. You're right here with Simon and I are right here. What happened? Are you all right?
Yeah. Oh no, I was going behind here because there's more rooms back here, and I looked through the curtain and I saw more rooms, and I felt like there was something pushing against me, but I just stopped and made sure it couldn't get me. And it's the way he says it, his voice goes guttural. Just that slight guttural, couldn't get me. Like that, and it's almost this willpower roll.
Oh.
What?
You went down here.
I did.
This is all like...
I know!
And you brought Skeet and Simon with you.
Tried to not be stupid by
You
myself.
tried
brought
to be
sacrificial
curious.
I was curious.
You make it.
47 out of 80.
And all that was when he went to that guttural voice, you had this instinctive fear to run away.
Okay.
You don't know why, but that fight or flight kicked in, and you wanted to get the fuck out of there, but you eventually just shake it off. And he seems to like be shaking his head. He seems to slightly stop shaking.
Okay.
And as you look past the curtain, you can see that there's stairs, like a long line of stairs. The whole back of the stage is these stairs that lead down, and there's a whole other area behind there.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna take hold of Skeet's arm, like in a nice sort of way.
And he immediately pulls his arm away. And he seems to be looking at you, but more looking at the coat.
Okay.
And he seems scared of you at the moment.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, oh, okay, Skeet, we're gonna get out of here, and I'll just turn and say, Simon, we are leaving, and we're leaving now.
Yeah. At this moment, also, the coin in your pocket
It's burning.
is getting hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being up here, I need you to roll me a spot hidden.
What?
I'm sorry if this takes up most of
No,
the
no,
episode.
fine. This is cool.
no.
This is
This
very
is freaky
exciting.
as fuck.
34 out of 68. Exactly.
You
50.
see what appears to be down in the other area behind, where there's only dim lighting. It's not lit up like the rest of the place. There's like dim lighting. You see movement down there, and it looks like you see somebody, because there's like two hallways. Like you look down, and there's like this open little area, and there's chairs and stuff there, and then there's two hallways on either side. But you just catch the glimpse of somebody like walking down the hallway away from you into the darkness.
Do I see? Is Simon still nearby?
Simon is over by the entrance.
Okay.
He didn't come over with you
know what?
to Skeet.
Okay, that's it. We're leaving. We're leaving now. We're leaving. Simon, move your ass. We are getting out of here.
What happened?
This was not
We
a good
came
idea.
down here to look for for robes or masks or whatever. It looks like Skeet has found something. Why don't we just go look?
No.
Well, what was the point? For a candle to be thrown at me if I'm not even going to find a robe? You found a coat?
A candle? You gonna fight with me over a candle?
They can hurt.
Hurts his
It was
feelings.
whipped with abandon.
It was.
Hurts his feelings
Yeah.
more than anything.
Look, can we just... This is still my house, and I want to leave. Now.
He seems to have... Simon seems his eyes sort of glaze over. And as he steps onto the stage from the ramp, and his eyes seem glazed, and his hands fall sort of slack to his side. And he just seems to be standing there. And you can see his eyes start actually clouding over till they're almost white.
Oh, no.
And he's just standing there.
Oh. Simon,
There is no response from Simon.
Okay. Think, Althea. Think. You are the smartest person that you know.
Second guessing that.
Well, from certain perspectives, anyway. Okay. Skeet.
And as you look over at Skeet, you notice that his hands are slack by his side, right next to you, and his eyes are glazed over and turning white. As I'm going to move over to Amos.
Damn it!
Oh,
You didn't even give me
brought
a...
our friends to the
Okay,
stage
sorry.
to die.
Sorry. I should.
No.
I like cutting when I cut over, but you're going to say something before I said that about Skeet, because once that Skeet moment
No.
happens and you notice,
No.
it's over.
I was going to say something after you said that about Skeet.
Oh, go ahead, say it.
That I turn and run and leap off the stage if I can and start barreling it out of there.
You're going to leave them. That's it.
What do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Something.
What do you want me to do?
Can't tell you this.
Either way,
metagaming.
all I'm going to say is fight or flight kicks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You choose flight.
Yeah.
And just as you're about to run away from the scene, I'm going to cut over to Amos.
Fantastic.
I didn't say I
Holy
was going to
fuck.
leave them there. I just said I'm going to turn and run and jump off the stage.
Well, all right.
Okay, so I go over to Amos, who you're sitting in the...
In 2 chairs.
Yeah, you're sitting in 2 chairs for like 5 minutes. That's it. Maybe 10. Let's say 10 minutes because he does give a quick look outdoors. And then Vincent Caputo comes back in and sits down. He's a bit disheveled. And he seems a bit wide-eyed. He's like, how well do you know Ms. Agatha Bernhardt?
As well as you could know anybody after insert number of days here. Same thing I said at the beginning. Kind of shake my head. I've answered that question already.
No, you answered that about Althea.
No, it was both. He started off with Marion and Agatha.
Wait, Althea?
No. He's asking about Agatha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Because so basically, he already asked me about that, so I just answered the exact same way again.
Does she happen to own a Lee Enfield? Is it a Mark II or 3? 1. 3. Lee Enfield Mark III.
Oh, sweet
rifle.
lord! I don't know if she owns it, but I know she uses one whenever self-defense. Let's put it this way: she doesn't own one, and she doesn't often run around with one. But in the incident, when the Tommy gun incident happened, she had one. Yeah, is that your question?
He seems a little bit confused for a second, but he's like, okay, so...
Which was what I was going to talk about, is that,
Yes, I was hoping...
I have a firearm. The New England Center had firearms. One of them was a Lee Enfield. She was wielding a rifle.
Fast talk, persuade, or charm. Probably either persuade or fast talk.
Well, that's all true.
Yeah, but I want to see how well you're going to... Yeah, so you do not want to... Well, make a persuade roll then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing with them. I'm asking them to roll a lot of rolls. A failure doesn't mean you're not getting the point across. I want to just see how well you know what I mean?
Convince.
How well you're convincing them, whether it's the truth or not.
That one's talking. 60 is still a fail.
Okay, that's fine.
68 out of 30.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm just trying to bring more rolls into the interrogation is what it is. It's not whether he believes it or not. It's just trying to convince him down that line of thinking.
Yeah.
As with the information he has.
Yeah, no, she had it on that street that day.
Okay, so she had it...
In self-defense.
In self-defense, okay. Because we have an eyewitness account of her leaving the New England Center of Antiquities with said Lee Enfield rifle before the Tommy gun incident took place. Can you shed some light on that? The Tommy gun situation was after that.
Okay, now hang on. This is Zach actually trying to remember exactly the trail of events that occurred in that
Yeah, because you weren't there
That's
for it
been
either.
like, I wasn't. No, I wasn't on the street.
Right.
I was because I remember chastising her, calling her an idiot for doing it.
I'm pretty sure she ran out by herself.
She ran out by herself. The rest of us were still inside the
That's
building.
right.
Yeah.
Because I,
Except for me, who was in the
But,
car.
okay, well, I'm still trying to remember the context of why. The reason why we were there, so it was reported that she had the gun out in the street before the attack of the Tommy gun. That is correct. And the reasoning why is because he had already assaulted, or at least we think he assaulted. This one I'm not sure. There was an attack on the center before we arrived. When we entered the house, there were bodies, there was broken paraphernalia, and stolen artifacts.
Bodies?
Was there? There was a body.
Yes, there
There
was.
was,
There was.
Yeah, there was a...
Simon's, wasn't it?
No,
No,
there was
the guy that
there
touched
was
the
a
book.
guy in a robe who touched the book and he was
yeah.
desiccated,
He was
like all the water. But,
Yeah.
but he says to you, bodies?
Body, singular.
There was a dead body?
When we were there, after the I don't know what happened to it. As soon after so we entered the premises, we're not expecting there to have been aftermath like this. Armed up to defend ourselves in case people were still there. Soon after, she went went outside with the rifle to check. The Tommy gun incident occurred. We defended ourselves, and then we ran away.
Okay, and he seems to be writing in his notebook. He's like, okay. Why do you think that Ms. Bernhardt failed to tell me about this in our meeting that I just had with her.
That is the exact face Amos would make.
Well, I mean, he sees that and he's sort of like, but if you have any insight of why, because that might be something relevant to bring up, because there was a talk about an attack of some sorts, but they didn't get into details.
In my humble opinion, almost entirely because she was probably nervous about mentioning the fact that she was wandering the streets of Boston with a gun.
Okay.
She has been pretty nervous about it ever since.
Understandable.
It was an instinctual reflex, and she's been pretty anxiety-riddled about it, I think is the term. I don't know. But she's been pretty apologetic about it.
Would you... So with your work with the New England Center of Antiquities, the private detective, they seem to be from Miss Collins and Ms. Bernhardt, involved in, they're like a museum, and they're collecting up artifacts, art maybe taken from World War I and brought over here to put in a museum, get back to the proper people.
Yeah, that is correct.
Potentially. As a private detective, I'm assuming that part of your role is to try to track down certain lost art or artifacts.
The specifics of my contract are relatively vague. It's mostly, I suspect it's partly that, and partly just particular skill sets that I'm sure you've just spoken with them that an alienist and a secretary would not also share.
Okay.
Such as proper gun management, case in point.
Okay. Would...
Bus. Yeah.
So later... Stick with me, Mr. Milton. Stick with me, Mr. Milton.
It's true.
Stick with me, Mr. Milton. So, how well acquainted are you with Ms. Althea Goodyear?
Althea Goodyear?
How? Yeah.
Wait.
Everyone, keep your eyes away from him. Keep your eyes away from him.
Althea Goodyear? What does she have to do with anything that's going on right now?
Well, I mean, are you acquainted with Ms. Althea Goodyear?
Yes.
In what capacity?
Worked with her on cases in the past with this as well.
Okay. So, the evening after the bombing,
All right.
okay, were you one of the acquaintances who headed to the abandoned estate outside of town?
Yes.
Okay. So to collect up artifacts and relics from this abandoned estate house, and bring them back to New England Center of Antiquities. And he's reading this from his notes.
That was the plan that I was aware of, yeah.
Okay. And during the way back, there was apparently an issue with a Packard twin sinks. Had to pull into an alleyway.
Yeah.
And then an officer, Ricky, showed up on scene. And the driver of said Packard twin sinks apparently accidentally hit Officer Ricky. I need you to roll me a psychology check.
Keeping in mind, I actually wasn't present for this.
Yeah, it's psychology on him as he's saying it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that effect would have...
No.
And you were on a rooftop chasing alternate
51
speeds.
out of 54.
All right. Do you have a tick in psychology? Probably.
Yeah, I do. Already.
Yeah.
I was
He
sweating
seems, even though he's doing really good to hide it, talking about Officer Ricky is hard for him to do. You could guess that he was probably really good friends with him.
Did Ricky fucking die?
Well,
I thought we got to the hospital. Is Ricky fucking dead?
are you going to ask him that?
That's well, no. Like,
Because he was in the middle of talking.
okay, well, I'll let him finish the sentence and then I'll ask.
Yeah. He's like, and the driver apparently accidentally hit Officer Ricky and did quite a lot of damage.
Is he all right? Like alive?
He's alive. He suffered a spinal cord injury.
Jesus Christ.
They're not sure about the mobility or the quality of life he's going to have. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. So were you there for that?
No, I was chasing. I was not in the alley. I had left the vehicle after we had parked.
So
That's why we had parked. We parked, and I got out of the vehicle, and I was.
So you were in the Packard Twin Six, and you left.
Prior to that incident, I did not leave the alley in the Packard.
Who was driving the Packard Twin Six?
At the time of the incident, I don't know.
You were in it, though.
Not at the time of the incident.
Oh, who drove back from the estate and parked it in the alleyway in which you hopped out of? If you remember, I mean, it's been a stressful couple of days, especially with your good friend, Detective William Tilt's passing.
I actually don't remember.
Is that what you say?
I'm going to lean into that one. No, Zach doesn't remember. So I'm going to be like, Amos doesn't remember.
Persuasion. It's going to be opposed.
That's fair. It's a 41 out of 30, so I failed.
Yeah, because you do know that Agatha is the one who hit him. You do know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I?
We talked about it.
I'm pretty sure we talked about
I'm
it.
pretty sure, yeah.
Either way, what did you get?
41 out of 30.
Yeah, it's a he had a 78, so it's a double fail. So therefore, neither of you, you know what I mean? He can't tell.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just a fair jump. He's like, oh, okay. So apparently on record here, I have from Althea Goodyear, from when I talked to her,
All right.
that a Skeet Wilson Bottom was driving said Packard Twin Six. Does that sound accurate to you?
First things first, I came in to talk about explosions and William Tilts. This seems to be a little off topic.
It is connected. It is connected, I would say.
All right. What I will say is the person I was chasing looked an awful lot like a Skeet Wilson Bottom, whom I had met a few weeks earlier on assignment.
Okay.
Hence why I was chasing them. It was very out of character.
So you were chasing a guy who looked. So Albert Gull looked like Skeet Wilson Bottom.
No.
Oh, this is a second chase situation.
This is a second individual. It's why we were chasing them. It was kind of a confusing situation.
Oh, okay. Oh. So, and he just takes a second. He's like, so basically, I mean, there was a lot going on tonight. Is it plausible that a Skeet Wilson Bottom hit Officer Ricky while you were all sort of checking the vehicle to see what was wrong with it, and then fled and you were chasing after him? Does that sound about right?
No, because I left the vehicle prior to the incident. I was chasing him beforehand, so he couldn't have been in the vehicle. I was chasing him prior to that.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't there.
Okay. So you can definitively say that you were chasing Skeet Wilson Bottom, so he couldn't have been the one driving the Packard Twin Six who hit Officer Ricky.
Someone who looked like Skeet Wilson Bottom. I can't confirm that it was him. I didn't get him.
Okay. And he's like, okay, I just have something to... and he opens up, and you realize now what that photography check was for. He opens up this envelope, and it's like the perfect size for photos.
All right.
And he takes out a photo, and he slides it over. I need you to either roll a mechanical repair or a drive auto check. Whichever you would prefer.
Okay. Mechanical repair is 10, and drive auto is 27.
27. Well, still, give it a go.
Drive up 90. So that's a
and that's fine. But basically, he shows you a picture, and it looks to be a trunk of some sort. And there seems to be a black and white picture of a body in the trunk. Seems to be wearing like a black robe. And the head part of the robe is pulled back slightly, and you're looking at the face of somebody who looks a lot like Skeet Wilson Bottom.
Okay.
And he says, can you, is this the man you chased? Is this a Skeet Wilson Bottom?
The look of surprise.
I don't know. I'll actually be like, I don't know.
Oh,
It looks like him.
Oh, okay. Yes, this was found in the trunk of the white Studebaker outside of your apartment building.
Hang on a fucking second. Wait.
He's gonna take his feet off the chair and lean forward. Wait a fucking second. So, after my apartment exploded, when you checked the Studebaker, that's what was inside?
It was the next day, so it was yesterday that they went back and checked, and they found this body in the trunk. So
Caputo, I got nothing.
Yeah, fair enough. And I don't know a rule for that. A roll for that.
No, I really don't. Wait,
yeah.
Should I know the answer to this? No.
No,
Okay, no.
they were surprised as well.
Fucking hell.
So okay,
I found a lot. In our investigation the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of people that look like Skeet. So I have no idea. I can't be. He must have like a bunch of identical cousins. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, strange. But he makes a note. He's like, so this is where, if you can understand, this is where I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, me too.
So, from what I was told previously, from Althea Goodyear, was that Skeet Wilsonbottom was driving the Packard Twin 6 that hit Officer Ricky in that alleyway. Okay, so that I was told that, and that's fine. You can't corroborate because you weren't there.
If that's what she says, then that's what's on record. All right.
Okay. So then, by the next morning, Skeet Wilsonbottom is found dead in the trunk of the Studebaker that's outside of your apartment that is owned by Heinrich.
But that was left there the day before the alleyway incident.
Exactly, and that's where I'm confused. It's
Yeah.
like if somebody wanted to frame Heinrich for this killing, that they would have killed a Skeet Wilsonbottom and then moved his body to that car, knowing that when we'd get around to check, we would just pin it on. See where I'm confused?
Yeah, no. Wait, why? So why? I wouldn't know why anyone would be framing Heinrich for anything. He was kind of an idiot. He blew himself up, to my understanding. So what would be the point of framing a guy who's not here anymore?
Well, see, that's the thing. That's where I'm a little bit lost. It's really confusing. And he's got his heads up, because outside the game, you were there for most of it, and it's still confusing.
I have no idea what's going on.
So you can only imagine how he, a rookie detective in training,
He's trying so hard.
He's trying so hard. You also can tell from talking to him that he is really trying hard.
Yeah.
Like he's really trying to piece it together.
Can I ask him? Can I see that photo? Can I get a close
And he
look at
slides the photo over.
what's the robe? Is it the robe? Like the robe of the
It's a
cultists?
black and white picture, so it's hard to tell.
Well, I mean, are there any is there like a clutch? Is there any kind of identifying natures?
I need you. Let's see what would be a good check for this. Ooh, it'd be tight. Spot hidden. Either a spot hidden or like an idea roll would probably be the best suited. I think. It's more about. Yeah.
Failed all. So 78. Idea was 70, so 78 doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're not sure you recognize, but it does look familiar. But you're not sure. Like, you're just not sure.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, see where that's got me. So here's where I'm standing. And he's sort of staring right at me. Like he seems to be a bit more focused.
All right.
And he's like, so this is where this is one of the things I think that's going on. I believe that Heinrich had an accomplice. Mainly because he tried to assault or kidnap or something to do with Ms. Collins and Ms. Bernhardt in the library. He was stalking them. He knew about them, right?
Yeah.
We know that he owns the white Studebaker, which has already been said by Ms. Collins and Ms. Bernhardt that it is the vehicle that was trailing them. But it was but your apartment building, which was the secondary explosion after the library situation, because the library blew up first.
Right.
But his car, he was there, but his car was blocks away in front of your apartment building. So then, I assume that he was laying in wait for Ms. Collins and Miss Bernhardt, and then his accomplice drove the Studebaker to your apartment to set up the explosion there, and was then maybe going to swing back around and pick up Heinrich and whoever he had taken, or whatever the situation was. It's hard to guess what this man had done. At some point after that, Skeet Wilson-Bottom's body was found in the trunk of that car, and to get back to it, Detective William Tiltz. There wasn't much recognizable because of the explosion.
Yep.
We're not really sure what happened there. So you can see where it's all a little bit confusing. Do you have any idea who his accomplice might be?
Could have been. Well, I can give you a couple of bits of information right now. Like I said before, when I saw Bill's body, it had marks and damage to it congruent with the victims of Albert Gall. However, what I find strange is that for a demolitionist like Heinrich, assigning someone else to plant a bomb seems a little too specialized for someone other than himself to do. And I've met Gall briefly in our chases. He doesn't seem like he would be very well suited to handling bombs. That's all conjecture. I can't confirm anything. What I can confirm is that Albert Gall was in my apartment with Bill. Is he the accomplice? Possibly. I can't confirm, but it seems like a strong possibility.
So, this Skeet Wilson-Bottom, just to get back to that for a second, because it's a body found in the waste Studebaker outside of your apartment that exploded, was hired to work on Althea Goodyear's property. So, he works for Ms. Goodyear. And apparently he has a treehouse on the property. Yes, Althea, you did say that he was hired to work on your property, and he has built a treehouse, and it was imported wood. I went back and listened to it.
Yes.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
From Italy.
From Italy.
No, you didn't say from Italy.
No,
You just said it was imported wood.
Well, now I'm questioning if it is Skeet Wilson-Bottom. She hired somebody that looks a lot like that body.
Okay. Yes, because Skeet Wilson-Bottom is also being looked for by the military police, who has taken a containment zone in the area known as Swill's Gullet, which is apparently where Skeet, apparently they say resided.
That's where
until recently.
Till recently.
And then he showed up in Boston, and now apparently dead in the trunk of a bomber's car.
Well, there you have it. Looks like you have his body.
Yeah. Do you think, of the little bit you are acquainted with Althea Goodyear, that she would be capable of being involved in the black market art trade, heists, artifacts from the war? With her money and contacts.
Don't answer that question.
Hey now.
Let me tell you something right now. What I know about Althea Goodyear is, again, a couple of days. Whatever contacts she's got, I'm not entirely privy to. But when it comes to her doing bad stuff, it's purely by accident.
Yeah.
She's an awkward coroner, and I don't think...
That's a great line.
She's an awkward coroner. I don't think has the mastery over a mastermind of black market anything.
I think that's the plot of Bones.
Fair. Awkward coroner? Yeah. So, if that is the case, I know nothing of the sorts. Anything that I've seen her do that made me go, well, that's a wrong move, has been purely because lapse of judgment.
Okay.
I rub my chest as I say that.
Yes. Yeah, the only So, Althea, Ms. Goodyear, gave us the location of the abandoned estate outside of town. And we sent a team out today to go find some information. Jeez. They are around an hour and a half late.
Oh, no.
They're over an hour late. When I'm done here, I'll probably drop out there myself to see how the
No!
investigation is.
That's probably when we were there. There was another violent group that was there.
Oh, okay. He's like,
One of the reasons why we were on edge, saw a Skeet lookalike, pulled into an alley, and chased him.
did you catch him?
No.
So this individual got away.
Yeah.
Can you, go back to the other group of.
I don't know anything about them, but my worry is that they were violent and they were a problem, and your men might be in trouble.
How? So you showed up there to get art, and he trails off and he flips through his notebook again. Was there a fight with these individuals?
Like at the estate?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like in an escape on our way out.
So basically, you showed up there to help free these artifacts to give to the museum.
Yeah.
And
Heinrich used to work for them, had stolen some artifacts, and blew himself up, so we were there to go and reacquire them.
Okay, so
for our
you
client.
As you were leaving, these violent thugs showed up and attacked you as you left.
No, they were there first. We were trying to get in and get stuff and leave. Fight ensued. We bugged out.
So, see, you see his mind is just sort of like...
It was very complicated.
So you showed up, and they were already there,
Yep.
and you snuck around them and took what you needed and left?
Caputo, I'm a private eye. Sneaking around is kind of what I do.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out. That's a...
Fuck!
It's a 76 out of
Yeah, he's not fully convinced, but he's not automatically assuming you're a liar. It just needs more research.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he's waiting for the other team to come back.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. Fair enough. It just seems, as I'm talking to all of people who are involved with this New England Center of Antiquities, I just keep hearing about, like, every time I just talk about something, there's a Tommy gun drum going off. There's violent thugs. Cops are getting almost killed.
It is the most problematic client I've ever fucking had.
Okay.
And just think about it. That's all within the past 48 hours. That's about as crazy as the beginning, I'm just saying. It's a bad joke.
Okay, so he just seems like he's a bit overwhelmed with all of this info, because every time he tries to ask about something, there's like another fight. You know what I mean? There's like, so
to help clarify things, I'm here to talk about Bill, and I think I've gotten you the information, all the information I know about what happened. That is why we're here. You seem to be having a lot of problems dealing with a series of explosions the past 24 hours, and I've come to give you everything that I know. It seems like the ladies were here to do the same thing. As far as what you're currently working on, that's what I've got.
Yeah, understandable. Was Miss Goodyear hurt during this encounter at the house?
I believe she was, yeah. Something with her arm. She didn't have blood on her arm before we left, when we got there, and then she did when we left, because it was not there when your arm got hurt. But I did notice your arm was wounded.
Can you leave a number that you can be reached at? Where are you staying now that your apartment is blown?
Do I remember the number for the New England Center of Antiquities? I give him that phone number.
I'm sure you have it. I'm sure you have it.
Yeah, I give him the number for the... Hey, I go to give him my card, and then I go, oh, right.
Aww.
Okay, so I gave him the New England Center of Antiquities. I was like, well, I guess I don't have a phone anymore.
He's like, yes, that's the same number that Miss Collins and Miss Collins gave.
That checks out.
Yeah.
I think Tony, she doesn't have a phone.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to keep looking into this, of course, we have dead bodies. We need to, and the severely injured cops, so we need to keep, as you know, we have to keep investigating, trying to get as much information as we can. Okay. You didn't have a personal relationship with Heinrich, would you?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Other than the fact that he tried to shoot my ass. Seems pretty fucking personal. He blew up my apartment. Pretty fucking personal.
So right now, as far as we know, Albert Gall, could potentially be the accomplice that we're looking for.
Very well could be.
Yeah, because it was mentioned to you were chasing the subject into the sewers, and that would have been Albert Gall.
Correct.
And then later that night, you were chasing the subject that looked like Skeet Wilson Bottom.
Yeah. It's a long
Or
fucking
was Skeet,
day.
yeah. And there was bodies down in the sewers.
Were there bodies in the sewers? Yeah. Yeah, I think Gall had some victims collected up down there.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I will be looking into this for sure. And we will get a hold of you to come in for more statements, of course, if we can ever figure out exactly what happened here. It's just weird that... It's just weird. It's just what he says. It's just...
Yep.
It's
You are not wrong, Caputo.
it is just weird. Okay. Anyway, thanks for coming in. And he stands up.
Good luck on the rest of everything else you're working on. Kind of motioning around to like the basic chaos of the facility.
Yeah. And he goes over and opens the door. And lets you go.
I will leave the door. I'll give him a bit of a nod and head on out, muttering. No, I'm not gonna mutter. I'm just thinking to myself. Just be like, we're having words later if you make it out of that fucking theater. Anyway, yeah, no, I will go.
Grab a cab to Chafes, where everyone was going to meet up.
Well, what I'm going to do is actually, as soon as I leave the precinct, I'm just going to walk for a while and then see if anyone's following me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
I'm a suspicious man.
as you...
No, I'm sorry. I am...
Paranoid.
I'm a paranoid man.
You're both.
So, as you're walking away from the police department, and you're just walking for a couple of blocks,
Yep.
I'm assuming at least, I need you to make a spot hidden roll.
28 out of 63. So it's a hard.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you already have a ticket
I
spot
don't,
hidden.
but I'll put a tick just for you, Derek.
Perfect.
You got the whole table this time.
As you're walking along, and you're sort of, just keeping an eye out, seeing if there's anyone out of the ordinary or something like that. Just as you're about to turn a corner, because you're sort of being perceptive at this moment to see what's going on. As you're looking down the length, you know what I mean? Like down the street you just came, as you're turning with your peripheral vision, round a full block or so away from you, and there's a pile of people on the street and stuff like that, you can see next to an alleyway a figure. And you wouldn't normally be able to say, okay, this person's looking at me. But you recognize this figure as standing there, tall, extremely lanky, with a beat-up top hat on, and he's just got this grin on his face, and he's looking at you. You see Albert Gall. As he smiles, waves at you, and moves into the alleyway.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Call. The next episode of The Call will air Tuesday, March 22nd with Spacers, our sci-fi podcast, awaiting us all to get together again before recording more episodes. Please leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and visit our main website for merch and Ko-fi. Music and ambient track listens through Triune Films and Heartlist. Your players for the evening were Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Zach Barrett. Your audio operator was Rob Hickey, and your GM or keeper was Derek Snow. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.